What's this?
Hello, welcome to the Phreak Show. Bumpy McSquigums here. I want to thank you all for joining me as I start up my coverage of Tyranny. It's by Obsidian Entertainment. Those are the folks that brought you Fallout New Vegas and Pillars of Eternity. Fantastic game. And of course, Paradox Interactive. The game drops on November 10th, 2016. You guys can grab it yourselves then and enjoy. And devour it. So I don't know about devouring it. So anyway, we're going to start. I'm not going to talk it up to a million degrees at the beginning like I usually do. So I'm going to try to get away from that. I have not actually played this yet. I have no idea what I'm getting into. So character creation, expect that to be in this episode. Character or party creation and all the beginning stuff. And then maybe even start the story. And then after this episode, the next episode, we should be able to get into some of the core gameplay mechanics and everything else. And just start the LP in earnest, I suppose. Alright, difficulty settings. I'm usually a person who likes to go on normal difficulty for most games. There are certain games I'll go a little bit harder on, certain game. Usually I don't go easier. Usually it's normal or harder. So probably going to go normal this time. Let's just see what the different difficulties are. Story mode difficulty, minimum micromanagement, easily forgives mistakes. Enables, enemies receive penalties, and it also enables the companion combat AI by default. And party members don't receive wounds until they are knocked out. Cool. Normal difficulty requires strategy and efficiency, but forgives a few mistakes in combat. The companion AI is enabled by default. The hard difficulty is suited for veteran players of isometric RPGs, such as Pillars of Eternity, who are looking for a challenge. Survival requires micromanagement and optimization of stats through items, spells, and abilities. Enemy AI is more efficient and uses abilities more frequently. And then finally, you're gonna die in the Path of the Damned difficulty. Enemies receive a bonus to most stats, have the most efficient AI, and will very frequently use abilities. Party members take more wounds during combat and when being knocked out. This difficulty level can only be chosen when starting a new game. Now, essentially, I don't mind trying some of the harder difficulties in a lot of games, but if I'm going to be covering it on the channel and I'm unsure as to whether I'm going to be able to get through it, and I don't want to end up having to die 30 times while you guys are like, it's so easy, even a child could do it. So I avoid most games where I'm average to maybe slightly above or slightly below average. I stick around the normal. You also have expert mode. Expert mode disables a number of helper features in the game. Players who want to rely on their own faculties and intuition while playing the game should play on expert mode. This option is selected when you start and can't be unselected or disabled or re-enabled. Oh, sorry, it can be disabled, but it can't be re-enabled after you disable it. And Trial of Iron. I play as Iron Man mode anyway, which essentially is one save. Like, I don't go, oh, I screwed up, let me fix that. I play as if, oh, I screwed up. Well, guys, that didn't go well. Let's try it again. You know, that's how I would play, right? This is for people who want to just go with one save slot. Unfortunately, I choose not to do that because you can lose footage. All sorts of crazy things can happen. I'd just rather avoid it. Anyway, let's hop in and begin.
For over 400 years, the armies of Kairos the Overlord have swept across the known world. All who stood against them fell before their might. Even the Archons, women and men of immense power, were forced to kneel, chained to the Overlord's will. Now Kairos' final conquest has come to our corner of the world, and two of the Overlord's armies compete for the honor of taking our lands. The elite disfavored, and the teeming horde of the Scarlet Chorus. The voices of Nerat, spymaster and Archon of secrets, guides the fierce and undisciplined masses of the Scarlet Chorus. With each battle, the Scarlet Chorus grows stronger, as the defeated are given a simple choice: serve or die. Graven Ash, Archon of War and the Overlord's most loyal general, leads the disfavored. Though small in number, Kairos' ironclad legion has never met true defeat in open battle. Watching over the two generals is Tunon, the Adjudicator, Archon of Justice, Eldon fastest of Kairos' minions. Tunon brings Kairos' laws to newly conquered lands, aided by the Fatebinders, judges and executioners of the Overlord's laws. You were among the youngest of the court of Fatebinders when Kairos' armies came to our lands. How could we have known that the fate of thousands would rest in your hands?
Because I'm the story's protagonist. Duh. Of course you should have known. Alright guys and gals, so if you take a look, there is going to be a pretty large amount of stuff here for character creation. I'm going to go through it bit by bit, and I'm going to take my time, and we're going to have fun with this. So if you guys really hate this, I would just advise skipping to maybe the next episode. This is all going to be about character creation, the build up to the story, and then the next episode will really focus on the gameplay and everything else. In fact, after character creation, once we get to wherever we're started, before the story begins in earnest and we take control and everything else, that's probably where I'll break off the episode. So again, I will release both of these episodes, this one and the next one, and maybe even another one, all at the same time, so you guys can enjoy like just the full, from beginning to end. Or it's not going to be the end of the game, but just a transition into actual gameplay. Alright, so in the Northern Empire, where you were born, men enjoy equal protections under the laws of the Overlord Kairos. In the southern lands of the Tiers, only men may own or captain ships, but real estate is restricted to women. Men may lease, but durable ownership of the land in the Tiers always passes to eldest daughters or sister. Most sons enter their father's profession by their mid-teens. Those without a profession or family lands to work can find purpose by pledging service to one of the Overlord's mighty Archons. Criminals, derelicts, and others are often conscripted into the armies of the Archons. If a child cannot forge his own skein, he will certainly find one in battle. Alright, we can be male or female. There we go. I'm going to be male because, I'm a man. I'm going to be super pale because of reasons. And then we could be this guy. We could be this guy. Or we could be Skinny McGee, Mr. Tall Man himself. I think I fit somewhere between the two of these. Actually, I kind of fit between all three of these. Like, I'm not overly tall, so I'm probably closer to him. I'm not overly short, so I'm not quite there. I'm not super buff or super... He's a little pudgy. Or super fat, but I'm not, like, ridiculously skinny either, so... I don't know, it's a tough call. I'm gonna go with, I think I'm gonna go with the short guy. Why not? He seems to be about average. Like, that's the whole point of him. Alright, so let's go on. Alright, we can do, face. Oh, we have different face choices. Interesting. Oh, man, that's a scary face. Alright, there we go. We're blue stealing it up right there. We're going a little bit more serious. I like that. Let's see, hair color. We're going to go with the dark brown. I like it. It's good. It's good. Let's see the voice.
That wasn't so hard. Moving cautiously.
Sneaking.
I got it. Interesting. Heads up, we have company.
You know what? I'm going to go with male aggressive.
Flawless!
Yeah! It works. It works for me. Alright, hairstyle. We have a few different... Wait, was there more faces, or was that... Oh, okay, that's it for the faces. Alright, let's see what hairstyle... I'm just looking at the bottom, guys and gals. Well, I guess we can shoot through it real quick. It's actually kind of close to what my hair looks like now. A little thinner on the top, though, I'm sorry to say. Though I may go trim it down like this guy sometime soon. I don't know. Hey, it's a Johnny Bravo hairstyle. This guy's kind of got like a full mullet alchemist thing going on here. It's fine. Yeah, that would have been my preferred hair back in the day. I don't know about anymore. We can go with the topsy-turvy hair. We can go with the I'm a page boy. Not really. We can always go with the mohawk. It's a fan favorite. It's okay. You know what? Why not? You know most people are probably going to rock the mohawk anyway, so let's go and join the masses. Alright, I changed my mind. I know everybody's going to have a mohawk. Let's just go with this guy. There we go. My little pathetic ponytail in the back. It's fine. I like it. We're going to roll with it. Alright. This is not at all right. This is closer to what I look like here with my beard. I don't have the weird pointy spots, though. So, there's that. Nope, it's not that big. My beard is nice and tight. It's pretty close to that. A little bit less, and it doesn't hang down like that. It's almost like long stubble. It's fine. All right. So we're going to roll with that. What's this? Oh, tattoos. Because of reasons. Oh, we get to choose the color, too? That's interesting. Black and green. Maybe red and green? I don't know. Those are always the colors that I used to enjoy. Oh gosh, that's a thing. What's that? Ugh, no. Yeah, I don't know if I like being tatted up. I'm a little concerned by all of this. What's that? Oh, I have a little four-leaf clover. No, that's definitely not a four-leaf clover on my hand. Oh, my face is turned into that thing. The tree of life flows through. You know what? I don't hate that. That's actually not bad. Let's go with a green there. Maybe we go with the brown on the bottom. Yeah, something like that. That's what we're doing. Nailed it. We've nailed it. All right, we're going to go with a two-handed frontline murder death killing machine. I haven't done that in a while, I don't think. No, I don't think I have. I want a giant two-handed axe. That's my dream. So that's what we're going to shoot for. Let's see. Who reflects that best? Not you, not you. Let's just take a look. A bunch of spellcasty type people. Like, do we have anybody? And then there's all the women. It's weird we can have a female portrait on the, while we have a male character selected. It's okay, I suppose. Well, I mean, I don't want to have a sword. Why do you have to? You have daggers showing, dude. Come on. I don't want a shield. I don't want to be mystical. I don't want to... you know what? We're going to go with the first guy. He's just sitting there looking at a glowing map, and he likes to wear a long cloak, and that's totally fine, or a great cloak, if you will. I'm okay with that. See, he's still a baller, and it's fine, so we're going to roll with it. All right, there we go. How did you join Kairos' army? Well, I was forced into it by being a noble scion. Oh, wow, these actually tell us a lot of stuff. Ooh. All right, folks. Let's see what we have. Today you are a Fate Binder, agent of the Archon of Justice. You are by no means free, but as a warrior scholar deputized with discretionary powers to interpret and execute the laws of the Overlord Kairos, you are freer than most. That's a mouthful. One does not apply to be a Fate Binder. One is called by Tunin, or Tunin, the Archon of Justice, and to decline is death. Millions of men and women live in the dozens of realms ruled by the Overlord. How did you stand out from amongst this teeming mass of desperation and insignificance and gain the Archon's notice? Well, we could have been a pit fighter. Oh my gosh, there are so many choices. Alright, I'm going to let you guys actually pause and read this. I'm not going to read through it all. I don't want this to be like an hour-and-a-half long character creation. So, yeah. Blood, poop, and and bronze? Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Pit fighter, the hunter. Oh, that's interesting. Do they... The hunter, okay. You guys can pause and read this. Taking you alive. So the disfavored, it's odd that it shows up there. Alright, we could have been a guild apprentice. Again, feel free to pause and read. Deeply proud of your intelligence. Your parents always knew that you were too smart for a life spent with your hands in the soil. Alright, the noble scion. Born to noble parents, you were groomed for leadership. Again, pause and read, guys and gals. We could have been a soldier unable to settle the year's account with the grain. Your parents offered you as a towel. Lovely. Very interesting. We could have been a lawbreaker or a criminal. Accused of a crime you most certainly did commit. You stood before... Okay. War mage. Not really my style. And finally, the diplomat. Again, pause and read all this stuff. I'm going to say that we're going to go with a soldier. Because why not? Alright, so soldier it is. Primary expertise. You were trained in the following combat style. As one of Tunin's fate binders, you receive training in the arts of war, the intrigue of magic, and the inexhaustible depths of Kairos' law. Across the Northern Empire, the education of a fate binder is second to none. Those bearing the title are expected to read instructions and understand the economics of the realms in which they operate. Literacy and mathematics, skills rarely found on Teradus, are essential skills in the execution of law. Subtler talents, there we go, like speechcraft or tactics are honed with time and experience under Tunin's guidance. Subtler. It's not a word you say or use very often, and it's almost never one that you actually read, so there's that. Okay, so we have sword and shield, we have great sword, short bow, shock spells, vigor spells, javelin, dual wielding, unarmed, frost spells, and atrophy. Does not look like my dream of having a giant two-handed axe is going to be my thing. However, a great sword is, I guess, my... Well, it does say two-handed weapons, so maybe. Maybe. Wielding a two-handed weapon puts your focus on power rather than speed. This is a slow attack style, but the damage you deal will often overcome the armor of your enemies. Alright, we'll get +6 to two-handed weapons, we'll get 5 to parry, and we'll get some athletics. Alright, cool, and we get to choose an ability here. We can get Sunder, which deals 17 to 23 slash/pierce damage, a base of 12 to 16, okay. Times 1.5 primary weapon versus parry, so the enemy's parry, okay. Foe target is sundered for 20 seconds. Dual wield, valid weapons are dual wield, thrown, one-handed, two-handed, and unarmed. Deliver a powerful overhead attack that reduces the target's armor. Probably what I'm going to go with. Let's see what our other alternative is. This is a pretty good one too, though. Cleave. It's a 30-second cooldown. We don't need to see the specifics of damage. This does less damage over more units. The arc is 210 degrees in front of us, so if you think directly in front of us is 180, this actually goes a little bit to the sides and behind us slightly. 360 is a full circle, that's everywhere around you. So 210 is a little bit beyond your, just like, if you cut yourself in half and you were just looking forward, it'd be a little bit behind you from there. And then everywhere in front of you as well. Alright, again, all the weapons, so that's fine. A sweeping cone attack that hits multiple nearby enemies. That's a tough one. Do we want to focus on a single target, or do we want to do cleanup for multiples? I'm going to go with Sunder. Normally I would go with Cleave, but it is what it is. Alright, we can get a bronze greatsword here. Common weapon. Okay, I guess that's fine. Okay, next up. Secondary expertise. Spear and shield. Oh, that's interesting. A war mace, a short bow, shock spells, vigor spells, javelin, dual wielding, unarmed, frost spells, and atrophy spells. Believing that all of his agents should be well-rounded, Tunin ordered that you receive training in a secondary combat style. Fate binders are often deployed into treacherous circumstances, and one's ability to adapt to unexpected changes, like sudden violence or a legal entanglement, can represent the difference between life and death. Huh. Actually, you know what I want to do, guys, real quick? I want to go back. We've already decided, but I want you guys to be able to pause and read what we have over here. Sorry, I can just read over it real quick. We won't go into all the skills, but just so you get a rough idea of what each individual thing is. Wielding a sword and shield puts you in the front line of combat, standing between enemies and your allies. So basically, you're the tank. Holding a shield will slow down your attack rate slightly, but it will give you good defensive bonuses. The short bow is a weapon of choice for those who choose to attack from a distance, avoiding direct engagement with their enemies. Shock spells, mages skilled in shock magic can frequently interrupt their enemies, preventing them from executing their attacks. Cool. Vigor spells. The School of Vigor is a utility branch of magic that focuses on granting bonuses to yourself and your allies. Not a bad one. We also have Javelin. Wielding a javelin is a good compromise between melee and ranged. Thrown weapons deal more damage than bows, but cannot attack from as far away. They also have the benefit of being able to switch between ranged and melee attacks depending on the enemy's distance. Well, that's pretty neat. Dual wielding. Wielding two weapons will give you the advantage of versatility, as each weapon can deal different types of damage. Pretty neat. Unarmed strikes. Unarmed fighting is one of the more challenging combat styles. Damage is generally lower, but this is offset by the speed of your attacks. Good style for someone interested in being challenged. While fighting unarmed, the dodge skill is used to avoid melee attacks rather than parry. We have frost spells. Frost magic is an offensive school that focuses on slowing enemies as well as dealing cold damage. And finally, atrophy spells. Atrophy magic drains the skills and attributes of your enemies, weakening their attacks and making them easier to kill. Cool. Alright, well, I still want to... Actually, I want to check this out real quick. I'm just going to click this. I want to see if it changes what my choices are. It does not. So we always get the same choices secondary. Alright. We're going to go with the Great Sword. We're going to go with Sunder. We're going to go next. Alright, the Spear and Shield. Wielding a sword and shield puts you in the front line of combat, standing between enemies and your allies. Holding a shield will slow down your attack rates. This is Spear and Shield, not Sword and Shield. It's weird. And then what's War Mace? Wielding a two-handed weapon puts your focus on power... I wonder why it's different? And I guess we can get Cleave. So, that's strange. Huh. Well, I guess it's going to give us a bonus to, I guess having a War Mace is probably going to give us a bonus to something, right? Like, we would have to expect it to give us a bonus to, yeah, don't we get more for, two-handed, I have no idea. Oh, yeah, we get more to two-handed weapons. So we're really specializing. We're going all in on the two-handed weapon thing here, guys and gals. And we still ended up getting Cleave as well, which is fantastic. Oh, cool. So we can actually see it there. Nice. Alright, next up, our character colors. That sword is pretty lame looking, but that's okay. I'm going to go with the black on that. What about the deep green on this? Why are we... Huh. Oh, this is for the banner only? Oh, no, it's also for our armor. That's weird. Like, why does he still have the black armor? I don't understand. Let's go with the black. What if we go with a red? No, let's just go with the green. It's fine. Or maybe we go with the red down here. How bad does that look? It looks okay. I don't hate it. Alright, banner customization. We're just going to look through here. We're going to try to find one that we think is fitting. That's a hammer, not an axe, or we might have gone with that. That's kind of an axe. We may go with that one. So let's see before we get done. Yeah, let's go with this. It's sort of an axe. It's not really, but yeah, we can make it work. Alright, we're going to want this to be red. I'm going to want it to be on the... What if we put this as red? Make that green. This doesn't look that good, really. It really doesn't. Yeah, whatever. That's fine. We'll roll with it. I'm sure people are like, it's so ugly. It's fine. It's allowed to be ugly. Alright, we are going to be Bumpy McSquigums. I wonder if we really need the full name. It's fine. We're going to do it anyway. Next. Attributes. Alright, so it looks like our two most important ones are going to be Might and Resolve. This attribute is strongly recommended for you because you're training in Greatsword and War Mace. Alright, let's read from the top down and see what it does. Might determines the physical strength of a character. Increased might leads to more powerful attacks and stronger abilities, as well as increasing the endurance defense. Okay. Plus 0% attack and ability strength, plus 0 endurance defense. Okay. We have Resolve. Determines a character's ability to endure physical and mental challenges. Resolve is a primary attribute used to derive the endurance, will, and magic defenses. It also increases the duration of inflictions applied by the character. Huh. Finesse. The finesse attribute describes a character's physical and mental precision. Finesse is used to determine accuracy of attacks and spells, as well as increasing worn armor's chances to reduce a hit type. That is a critical to a hit or a hit to a graze. Oh, okay. Interesting. Quickness determines how often a character can use their abilities, spells in combat, and reducing cooldown durations. Vitality determines a character's physical health and their strength of personality. It will also increase the will defense. Now, see, to me, resolve seems less important than vitality if I'm going to be a frontline two-handed weapon user. That's just me, personally. That's what I think. We'll see. The wits attribute describes a character's mental acuity, their ability to observe their environment and pick up on clues. Wits is used to increase spell strength as well as increase magic defense and resolve. Alright, well, we're going to go pretty all in on might. I don't know. Yeah, we really can. We're going to lower our wits a little bit here. And we're going to lower our might just a bit. We're going to go 4 points in that. I feel like if we lower anything else, it's not going to be good for us. Or that really lowers our defense, our magic defense. No, I don't want that then. I don't want it to be negative. I don't want anything to be negative. This is just me, though. I'm sure a lot of people will be like, "What are you doing? You're a fool!" Ability and spell cooldown. I mean, our accuracy goes down. Do we actually get negative? That doesn't seem that bad. Plus 6%. That doesn't seem that bad. We'll go with 15, and we're going to go with, I guess, 13 in the result. Alright, we're going to roll with that, I guess. I don't know, guys. It's kind of terrifying. We'll see. Okay, and we have skill points. We have 20 available. Subterfuge skill determines a character's ability to move unseen through their environment, to detect and manipulate hidden traps and devices, and to open locked chests and doors. It is used in dialogue to determine your ability to to deceive or trick the person you're speaking to. Cool. Alright, looks like two-handed weapons are super critically important, and so is athletics. Alright, well, one-handed weapons is basically what you think. Let's see what the choices are here. Swords, axes, daggers, and maces. Higher skill value, blah, blah, blah. Okay. A higher skill, better chance of crit. Two-handed weapons. Great swords, warhammers, and axes. Yes! The dream for the axe is alive! The higher skill value leads to more accurate attacks, increasing the chance of critical strikes. Perfect. Excellent. Really, really nice. Alright, so that's what we're definitely going to be pumping up. We're going to go probably to 42, maybe, of that. We're not going to use bows. We're not going to dual wield. Bows, I mean, it's all pretty basic, right? Magic staff. That's fine. Determines effectiveness of attacks using a magical staff. More accurate attacks increases the chance of critical strikes. You get the rough idea. The accuracy of both of magical attacks is determined by both the magic staff skill and the magic skill used by the equipped staff. Interesting. Thrown weapons, unarmed combat. Alright, we have athletics. Determines a character's ability. What is this? Skills recommended. Oh, it's a secondary recommended. Alright, athletics determines a character's ability to traverse a difficult terrain as well as their ability to execute complicated moves in combat. Athletics is also used in dialogue to determine your ability to intimidate or physically overpower someone. Yup. I'm going to go to 38 in that. Let's just make it an even 40. Why not? Nah, we're going to go 38. Sorry, guys. I can't help myself. Then we have parry. The parry skill defends against melee attacks and spells. Higher skill ranks will reduce damage from enemy attacks and may even lead them to miss altogether. Definitely something that we're going to want to put the rest of our points into. So 38, you know what? We are going to do it. We're going to go 34, we're going to go 40, and then we're going to go 42. I think that's fair. Alright, dodge. The dodge skill defends against ranged attacks from bows, javelins, or magic spells. Higher skill ranks will reduce damage taken or even cause enemies to miss altogether. And then what is lore? The lore skill determines a character's ability to decipher information and put together clues from fragments of information. The skill is critical for magic users who wish to learn new runes to power their spells. Lore is also used in dialogue to determine what you know about the history of the world or to impress others with your intelligence. Nope. I'm dumb as dirt. It's going to be fine. All right. Well, at this point, guys and gals, we're 30 minutes in. It looks like we may end up. I don't know. The way they started the character creation, like I said, I got through this real quick. I just randomed a bunch of stuff just to see if this would launch, and it did. But the way you can continue now is by selecting the Conquest option will allow you to play through Kairos' Conquest of Tears, choosing how your character was involved in the invasion. This gives you the most control over the starting state of the game and how other factions will react to your character. So I'm probably going to, not probably, I am going to do that, and that's going to be more story. We're at the 30-minute mark. This is where I would normally like to break off the episode, and I think that I will, so it might be that there's still going to be a bit more story before we get into the game in the next episode. But we should get into the gameplay in the next episode, and you guys should be pretty excited. So this is all going to be about character creation and a little bit of a lead up and some information into the storyline of the game. We're going to get a little bit deeper into the storyline in the next episode, and we're going to actually start the official murder, death, killing stuff. So should be good. Should be really, really good. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the character creation process. There's quite a lot there, and, well, it was enjoyable. I actually liked it. The game, once again, is called Tyranny. It does drop on November 10th, 2016. You guys can grab it at that time and enjoy. I hope you guys had a blast. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, and share it. If you want more information about the game, the developer, the publisher, where to get the game, all that stuff will be down below in the description of the video with links leading you everywhere you could ever want to go. Until the very next episode, which should be like immediately after this episode, my name's Bumpy McSquigums. Thank you for stopping by the Phreak Show, and I will see you later.